Point on the curve x square is equal to y, which is nearest to the point 0, 5 is. I'll consider this question to be a 2 or 3 mark question, and I'll try to answer this. So we have been given y is equal to x square by 2. So we know that y is equal to x is a smiley face, y is equal to x square is a smiley face curve. So by 2 will just reduce the smiley face, nothing else. So we have to figure out the nearest point on this curve to this point. So basically something like this. So this is your 0, 5, and this is your curve y is equal to x square by 2. So I have to find the nearest point. It looks like somewhere over here or something like that. So nearest point. How will we do this? There are quite a few methodology. One is your distance formula and so on and so forth. So the one which I'm using is the fact that a perpendicular line, or I can put it this way, a line joining the points, right, 1, 0, 5 and another point on the curve will be perpendicular to the tangent at that point. Any nearest point will be perpendicular to the tangent to the curve. Okay, so let me write that so that it's simpler. Any point, any line joining the point and the curve at the shortest distance will be perpendicular to the tangent at that point. Okay, so this is the fundamental idea of nearest point from a line. So using that, I'm working it out. So let me show that it makes simpler. It will make sense. So this is the line, this is the tangent. So say I take it over here. Clearly you can see that angle is, so we are measuring this angle 1 to 1, right? So if I go a bit up, we can say it's nearer, right? Compared to this point is nearer, and this is 110. So the angle is reducing. So this is 100, this is 95, 94, 90 and 91 and almost 90. Okay, so we're not exactly getting 90, but it's around 4, and this is around 3. And after this, we can see that angle is reducing, right? Actually, there are two ends. So this end also we have somewhere over here. Again, we have the nearest point. So these 2 points are the nearest to this point. Right, guys? I hope that made sense. So let me do it mathematically as well. So after writing the statements, so slope of the tangent to the graph x square by 2 is nothing but y prime is equal to x by taking the derivative of y. Okay, that's how we will obtain. So basically I got an expression for this particular line. So here, say this is not exactly anything that I can talk about. So say this is 2. The slope here is 2, right? Here this dot is at 2, the slope is 2. That's what the equation is telling. If I go to 3, you can make this observation. If I go to 1, right over here, the slope will be 1. If I move 1, I'm going up 1. So that's the basic idea of slope. Okay. And next, the slope slope of line AB joining point P 0 comma y with A, or I'll call this AP, A comma B, which is on the graph. So how do you find a slope? So slope of AB is equal to y2 delta y by delta x. I'm going to write that itself, delta y by delta x. You guys are big enough to understand this. So y2, I'm going to take it as b minus 5 divided by a minus 0, right? So as m1 into m2 is equal to, yeah, what is that I'm doing? The product of two lines which are perpendicular will be equal to the slopes of the product of two lines which are perpendicular. It will be equal to, yes, two lines are perpendicular if their slopes multiply to minus 1. So I'm going to write this as minus 1. Okay. For lines which are perpendicular. So therefore, y prime into slope of AB should be equal to minus 1. And on substituting, so this would be x at x is equal to a into this would be b minus 5 by a is equal to minus 1, right? I just have to substitute this. So a into b minus x by a is equal to minus 1. So this 2 will get cancelled. So b is equal to 4. So the only option which gives this is this. So I don't have to calculate further. So that's your answer. Okay. So yeah, you can always verify with this. So please have a look at this. You will get a better idea. Okay. You can pause and have a look at the answer.